Question 15 part A. Write down the reciprocal of 5. To answer this question, you just simply need to know what it means by reciprocal. And it means 1 divided by your number, or 1 over if you write it as a fraction. So 1 divided by 5 in this case, I can write it as a fifth. Or you can work out 1 divided by 5, which is a bit more complicated. You could do that whatever method you want using bus stop, and you would end up with 0.2. So either of these answers are fine. 1/5 is the easiest by far. Part B says write 450 as a product of prime factors. Now this question is really easy if you know what you've got to do. You need to split 450 up into by finding factors of it, and all of the factors need to be prime numbers, and the word product means times. So my answer will be a list of numbers that are all prime, that all go into 450, and when you multiply them, they equal 450. When you see this phrase, you need to think to yourself, factor tree. And here is what I mean by a factor tree. I start with 450, and I find any two numbers which multiply to make 450. Now I'm going to choose 45 and 10. You might have chosen other numbers like 225 times 2. Doesn't matter, you arrive at the same answer at the end. Check if either of these are prime. They're not, which means each one needs another 2 branches coming out of it. 45, I can get that by doing 9 times 5. 10 I can get by doing 2 times 5. Now 2 is prime, 5 is prime, so I'll circle them. 9 isn't prime, I can split 9 into 3 times 3, and then 3's a prime. So my answer, 450, equals 2 times 3 times 3 times 5 times 5. Now there's a better way you can write this answer. You would get full marks for doing that, but a better way would be to write 2 times 3 squared, because I've got 3 times 3, times 5 squared. Now often the question will say give your answer in index form. Index just means powers. So if you ever see a question like this and it says give it in index form, you must write your answer like this with powers in it. Okay, but for this question it doesn't ask you to do that. You would get full marks for either of these two answers here.